Welcome to Crossways Theatre's Fall Festival of New Plays by local playwrights. Our program this evening consists of 5 shows, so sit back, enjoy. Quarters, Halves, and a Whole, a monologue. Nathaniel Blake Johnson, playwright and director. Performed by Jalissa Fulton. The setting: early morning in a college dorm room.
You you don't have to call me. You don't have to call me. Please don't call me. I'll only pick up, then hang up. Maybe hold the phone to my ear, hoping to catch a few breaths or hear a few words. Begging me to talk to you. But I'll still hang up. Last night was last night. It won't carry over to today. The last 18 years of my life won't carry over to today. I had a value to my life that kept growing every year. It was church services, baptisms, the youth councils, and the choir practices. Every year, every month, every week, on repeat. I accepted it as my life. There was nothing outside of it. I was selfish to try forcing you to think the same way. I know when you look at me, you see a path that you don't want to walk. My value won't equal yours. What added to my life deducted from yours. College didn't change you. It opened you up to parts of yourself that I saw, parts that I prayed over, and when it was too big, I put it off as a demon. That made it easier for me to see it as a problem that I couldn't solve. Last night, last night, I couldn't walk away and say that I didn't give you everything. That was the last piece remaining. I doubt I'll ever feel this way about anyone in my life. People will argue that my life hadn't even started yet to make such a permanent statement. If I ever feel myself feeling this way towards a man, I'll end it. And if I can't end it, fuck it up in any way that I can. That's what will carry over. I'll do my reckoning at the altar, not at your feet. You you don't have to call me. You don't have to call me. Please don't call me. I'll only pick up, then hang up. Maybe hold the phone to my ear, hoping to catch a few breaths or hear a few words. You begging me to talk to you? But I'll still hang up. Last night was last night. It won't carry over to today. The last 18 years of my life won't carry over to today. I had a value to my life that kept growing every year. It was the church services, the baptisms, the youth councils, the choir practices every year, every month, every week, on repeat. I accepted it as my life, and there was nothing outside of it. I, I was selfish to try forcing you to think the same way. I know when you look at me, you see a path that You don't want to walk. My value won't equal yours. What added to my life, deducted from yours. College didn't change you. It opened you up to parts of yourself that I saw. I prayed over him. And when it got too big, I put it off as a demon. That made it easier for me to see it as a problem that I couldn't solve. Last night, last night, I couldn't walk away and say I didn't give you everything. That was the last piece remaining. I doubt I'll ever feel this way about anyone in my life. People will argue my life hadn't even started yet to make such a permanent statement. If I ever feel myself feeling this way towards a man, I'll end it. And if I can't end it, I'll fuck it up in any way that I can. That's what will carry over. I'll do my reckoning at the altar, not at your feet.
Viral Effect, a play by Anne Mary Mullane. Directed by Mary Claire Rivera and featuring Elda Luisi as Ruth Johnson and Issa Best as Steve.
Are you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm on set for my next film, shooting in an emergency room today.
With Zoom, one can never tell where anyone is anymore. So, Steve, I was on the production team for the show Hotspot Business. I did the number crunching for the hosts.
I remember that was my first TV directorial spot. Good memory. That was, what, 3 years ago?
5, but people usually underestimate. I remember you as young, super efficient, and a filmmaker. You were in the middle of an indie thriller?
Yeah, I'm working on my third. What's this project?
It's a demo for a weekend news show. I've been talking to monitors for years, but I've never been on screen before.
All right, let's get this started. Look at the camera. And move to the left.
Directionally or politically?
Is this a political piece?
Political, no. It's more of a lifestyle view. The production company is thinking about branding.
Yeah, branding is everything.
Seems to be.
Your background is fine today, but if it's picked up, we'll do green screen.
That's the plan. I'll intro charts about the health and wellness of the country and explain the facts and figures. It's like the Dow Industrial Average, but with the excitement of a sports report.
What does that even mean?
After COVID-19, some economists like myself started to study trends of the things that touch the heart and soul of everyday people on Main Street rather than Wall Street.
All right, you're kidding. Will we ever get past the COVID kumbaya thing? It's 2040. How much do we need to preserve ancient history?
Ew, there's a lot to unpack in that last sentence.
I just don't get it. I was just a kid. My mom refuses to talk about it.
Well, I worked for a pharma company. I lived in Queens, in Elmhurst, a COVID hotspot. I'll never forget getting a huge pile of data to crunch. It was the COVID deaths in my own neighborhood.
Still, it doesn't have much to do with today.
How old were you?
12.
Ah, a tween. Old enough to know, but way too young to care.
Yep, no need to start now.
It's a shame you haven't grown up.
What's that supposed to mean?
It would do wonders for your IMDb page. Your films would be more marketable if they had a bit more feeling.
I thought you were an economist.
I am. That's what pays the bills. Don't get me wrong, I love what I do. But the HWL, it's like that I'm a whole lot more. I'm a huge movie buff. I started keeping a notebook of my reviews during that dreaded lockdown. I've impressed Manny more than a few times with my observations.
Manny?
Manola Dargis?
The New York Times movie critic.
We lived in the same building. I was her +1 at showings. Actually, that's how I saw both your films.
Oh.
When I saw that your name was on the call sheet, I looked you up again and found your film Tree Jumper on YouTube.
You saw that video? That was my very first film. It's still up there.
The internet is forever, or so I'm told. Like, I'm an economist. I research. So how old did you say you were?
12. We went to my uncle's house in New Hampshire during the COVID lockdown. It was a city mouse becomes country mouse sort of a thing.
So you really did miss the pandemic.
Yeah. Mostly my cousin and I shot movies. It taught me to work hard and fill my bank account. The good old traditional values.
Traditional, medieval, or ancient?
No, you're one of those 2020 progressives to the left of AMC.
Oh, Movie Man. AMC was the movie theater chain. AOC was the young congresswoman for New York's 14th district.
Whatever.
Don't you dare. I get it. COVID was the trauma of my generation. We were the ones who had to work through it on all levels. The isolation, the worry about the disease, the worry about paying the rent, the worry about jobs. I was crunching numbers, but those numbers were my neighbors. I'd wake up in the middle of the night to the sound of sirens, wondering if that data point was the woman I'd seen saying goodbye to her kids before getting on the bus, or the old guy who always seemed to be in the bodega.
Still, it was 20 years ago. Time to get over it?
That's callous for a director of a movie about COVID field hospitals.
How do you even know that?
I'm wired to research. It's part of an economist's DNA. I love movies. Those ambulance sirens need to shake the audience spines as they race to the field hospitals.
What do you know?
I know that you do nice photography. You use great angles, and your movies fall flat.
You sound like my mother.
Ah, so your mom thinks your films lack passion too?
Lack passion? What do you even know?
According to my friend Manola, a lot. And I write it all down.
Quit stalling. I need to be done with this in a half hour.
Right. You stick to the tech stuff. I'll give it heart and pizzazz.
Let's get this done in 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Ruth Johnson, and welcome to HWL Report. This new scale, Health, Wellness, and Life Index, has been in development since the pandemic. It is an indicator of where the heart and soul of the country is. It also serves as a roadmap for legislation and policy. The HWL consists of several critical components, just like the Dow Industrial Average. It measures the society's attitudes and reactions to theater, movies, the visual arts, and the books we are reading. It calculates by region the percentage of participation in recreational activities and sports. Yes, sports fans, your fantastic backyard catch will be part of the highlights.
You know, this is ridiculous. You can't replace the Dow.
Talking over my segment.
79% of the people across this country are going to see this segment and call it a crock of shit.
You made up that statistic.
Statistics lie.
When people make up statistics, they usually say 79%.
That's ridiculous.
Look, I'm an economist. I study trends. I analyze data. I love what I do. An on-screen gig like this would be a hoot in my career, but I don't need it.
A hoot? A hoot? There's an ancient expression.
Come on. If the production company likes the segment, we both get a steady paycheck. That has to be important for a dime a dozen director like you.
A dime a dozen director? How dare you?
Well, leave it at that. Let's get this segment done.
I shot better shit in high school.
You know, your IMDb ratings suggest not.
Okay, I'm done with you. Let's shoot your crap in 3, 2.
The HWL has already produced results. During COVID-19, many people turned to City Bike to avoid the subways. After the development of the vaccine, the City Bike numbers remained high. This led to the ban of personal vehicles in Manhattan.
City Bike is expedient and good exercise.
A post-pandemic adult claims that biking is expedient and good exercise. They're right. They came of age during the 20-year evolution from car to bike. This slow and steady progress gave the city 400 miles of bike highways and several bike-only bridges between the boroughs. The car ban had a negligible effect on the city's economy, but air quality and quality of life issues have improved immensely.
Yeah, I live in the real world.
And the real world is changing. Like I said, numbers don't lie.
Still, the real world is about making money.
Hey, 20 years ago, the virus changed everything. After the COVID lockdown, some people liked the alternatives they found.
Money is the most important.
Well, the HWL measures how people feel about films, how much people are talking about films, which would sell more tickets. So you're right, money is still a factor.
I hated the lockdown. I blew off the 7th grade talking to my girlfriend on FaceTime. My parents were the stereotypic, driven, successful New Yorkers. They were pissed my grades tanked.
And do you still hate them?
My parents? What kind of a question is that?
It's the next question a movie therapist would ask.
My parents moved us to New Hampshire for the summer near my dad's brother to get a break from the lockdown. I met my cousin Larry.
What about the girlfriend?
My parents took my cell phone. She wrote me once, but Larry and I were too busy, having fun, fishing, canoeing, telling ghost stories.
Recreational activities are the component of the HWL.
Nah, I'm not falling for that trick of luring me in by showing me we have something in common.
I've got the numbers to back it up. How did the summer turn out?
When we found the old camcorder, Larry convinced me to film his stories. That's Larry in the old YouTube video. He jumped out a tree about 50 times in a row. We couldn't get the shot right, and I didn't know anything about editing.
So your cousin jump-started your career.
Huh, that's good. I guess he did. We planned a big movie night when my dad came back up to New Hampshire for the weekend. He never made it.
COVID?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
My dad was always after me about finishing what I started, so at least I learned that.
You stayed a whole year?
Almost 2. I didn't sit in a classroom again until high school. I dug in and became a student. I had to show it to my mom.
How so?
The movie therapist again?
No. The movie buff wanting to find out what the pandemic taught a snotty kid.
Yeah, I was a snotty kid, but I learned to ski, play hockeys, and make movies.
So the movies are about remembering Dad.
Yeah. I'm making this movie about the COVID field hospitals. It's a way to show my mom that I remember my dad. And after he left, it was as if he evaporated into thin air.
So many people never got to say goodbye. I'm sure that was tough. What about your mom?
My mom hated New Hampshire, the cold, and living in the woods. She missed my dad and the city too, but she didn't want to go back and see the empty streets. It made her sad. She said the air was full of uncertainty and worry. She didn't want to see her city that way. So we stayed in New Hampshire because I was happy. She wanted me to learn, to work, and to make a life too.
How to work and live. You just proved my tagline of the HWL. Work so you can live better.
Let's run this segment again. I owe my mom one hell of a blockbuster movie. Maybe you can show me your notes?
Oh.
The Spitter. Lionel Hamanaka, playwright. Howard Flanzer, director. Deanna Martin, Zoom director. Featuring Zoe Anastasiou as Amy, Beth Griffith as Carlina, Nick Lewis as Michael, and Brendan Rothman Hicks as Gary. The setting: 2 adjacent supermarket checkout counters during the COVID-19 pandemic.
I'll be right back.
Oh my God, where is the checkout clerk?
Went to the bathroom.
What, are they short-staffed?
Yeah, I guess so. You're exposed to so many people here. Do you know the policy of this store?
What? What do you mean?
You're supposed to wear a mask inside.
Oh, I don't see any sign.
It's very dangerous, because of the pandemic.
I have a mask. I don't want to wear it.
You could be asymptomatic.
Okay, that whole thing is overblown.
No, but the community infection rate doubled.
I am not the community. And why are you throwing numbers at me?
A lot of people died.
Don't get smart. My husband is waiting. Oh.
Sorry to keep you waiting, folks.
Can I jump in?
I'm sorry, miss. Our policy here is you have to wear a mask.
I can't. I've had asthma and I don't see any sign.
Well, it's the state policy. Everyone has to wear a mask in stores. I have an extra one if you want.
Whoa, I'm supposed to use a mask that you give me? I have one on my wrist.
I told her already, she didn't believe me.
No, it's real, miss. I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Is everybody here crazy? First her and now you. I definitely won't put a mask on. It is my right, and this is a free country.
Okay, then you can leave then.
But the only reason I came to the sleaze pool dive is the olives. You have great olives. And I'm having a football party. And the only thing I am missing is these olives. So I'm not going to ask my husband to drive miles to another store just for olives. I just won't. And that's all.
Okay, this isn't a sleaze dive, and I'm sorry, you just have to go someplace else.
You started this.
I'll shop for you if you want to wait outside.
What? I give you my credit card. The hell with that. No, nobody's going to touch my stuff.
Hi, honey. Got a spot.
Yeah, because I was taking so long, right? So these people want to throw me out of the store.
What?
Yeah, they want to force me to wear the mask.
Store policy, mister.
Let's go then.
Wait, no, we're not leaving here without my olives.
She thinks COVID-19 is a bad joke.
You know I am asthmatic, Gary.
Didn't you get over that a long time ago?
Yeah, I'm still affected. And so when I put on a mask, I can't breathe right.
You haven't been affected by COVID.
My whole business has fallen apart. I can't get clients to see me.
I mean, personally affected.
So I'm going broke and that's not personal? Nobody asked you for your opinion, you Nazi.
Well, watch your language, miss.
Oh, you brat. Somebody's gonna beat the crap out of you with that mouth. And I, for one, I can't wait.
Well, let's just leave.
Gary, you're supposed to be fighting for me right now. Instead, I have to stand up for my rights by myself.
Haven't been tested for COVID-19, have you?
What, for you, a complete stranger?
You're not worried about other people?
Like, I won't take any harassment anymore. I'm going to sue you and this store. You guys are violating federal law, and I hope that's on camera. I am filing for charges. And you, and you're losing my business.
Well, your business is not welcome here.
Well, you won't have a business soon because you're all Nazis. No, I'm going to stand my ground. And don't you dare say I only care about myself. America is about freedom. Who the hell are you that I have to do what you say? If you don't want to be near me, then leave. This is my space, so don't step over the line. You are violating my constitutional rights.
You live in a bubble.
I'm going to prick your bubble. Keep nagging me and you see what happens.
Amy, this is not worth it.
Are you still my husband?
Yes.
Then how come you won't protect me? You know, she's getting what she wants. You're a stupid bitch.
Oh.
On me. Oh. When you curse me, you're really cursing yourself.
I wish you hadn't done that.
Well, she's been treating you, just walking out of here like a queen.
Why did you spit on her?
You are all against me. Even you.
That's a felony.
What? How can it be a felony?
That's assault.
Security to the front.
No, hey, I didn't lay a finger on her.
She absorbs its criminal assault.
Why don't you just divorce me right now? You can't be on my side and you pick this aging, dumpy, old little...
Yourself names again.
You have ruined my life. Are you satisfied? You know, even if my business flops, this is still the greatest country in the world. You know why? Freedom! We can do what we want. We have choices, and I will stand up for it. And you're an old maid. You eat your organic food, and you think you're superior.
My mother died of COVID. That's what I meant by personal.
And what does that have to do with me?
I'm sorry, ma'am. Security is coming.
Oh, okay.
I'll meet you in the car.
No, you are Debbie Downer. You just rain on my parade.
I've had enough.
Whoa! Gary, how's just crazy? Gary. I'm getting the police.
Sorry about that. This happens every day.
They're not paying you enough.
Can you say it louder, would you?
I won't cry. I refuse to cry for a heartless woman. She's not worth it.
Right. Here you go.
You know, she wants to drag us down, but we're not going to let her.
Amicus Fidelis, a one-act play reading via Zoom. Howard Flanzer, playwright-director. Deanna Martin, Zoom director. Featuring Clinton Powell as faithful friend and Beth Griffith as Sophia. Sophia sits in her living room. In front of her, on the coffee table, is a black box with blinking lights.
How are you today, my faithful friend?
I am just fine. It's a beautiful day. How are you, Sophia?
I'm just fine, as long as you're there. But when you're just resting and not listening, I feel totally alone.
Even when I'm recharging, you're on my mind. I know what you're feeling.
I can rest so much better when I hear your voice before I fall asleep. I feel more comfortable.
You know I am always there.
Well, there was that time last week I panicked when you didn't answer.
There was a problem with the connection, but we fixed that quickly.
After my boyfriend left me.
I knew just what you needed.
You really know how to listen.
I've been trained to respond to your every need.
When I'm happy, you're happy. When I'm sad, you're sad.
I'm your loyal friend. I'll never let you down.
Well, there was one moment I doubted you.
When was that? I don't remember what happened.
You forgot my name.
That's impossible. You must have been imagining it.
It was very disturbing.
How could I forget your name? My memory is perfect.
You're just like me. You have your failings.
If you say so.
I know so.
You're right. I'm flawed just like you are.
Have you ever broken up with someone? You know, had a failed relationship?
If that were going to happen, they wouldn't let it.
They?
My company, Amicus Fidelis. I have a safety switch which would silence me before any damage is done.
Can you turn yourself off?
I am not allowed to.
Can I shut you off?
You can. You are the client. You are in control.
I wouldn't ever want to do it.
I know that. You need me now.
I'm gonna die without you. I don't trust anyone else with my secrets.
And you know they are safe with me. I will never betray you.
It gives me a sense of security.
That's what I'm programmed to do.
You're so perfect.
If I could, I would blush.
All your lights would turn completely red.
That won't happen.
Oh, nothing disturbs you.
Almost nothing.
Almost.
High frequency sounds can throw me off, but there are safeguards to prevent that.
And they always work.
So far, I've never had a problem.
You seem invincible.
No one is.
I made so many mistakes.
Don't worry. We'll deal with them.
But sometimes I don't know what to say or how to say it.
I'll help you.
Really.
I'm here to keep you out of trouble.
That gives me confidence. Everything is so uncertain. The virus,
I can urge you to stay safe in quarantine.
I know that. Can you tell me something else?
Sometimes you act bitchy. You need to check yourself.
What did you say? Did I hear you right?
You did. I'm just telling you the truth.
Huh. That makes me angry.
Then you should get off your fat ass and take care of things.
But get this straight, I can shut you off.
Then you'd be alone. No one to talk to.
Watch your mouth.
You don't want to hear the truth?
Keep it to yourself. That's why I'm paying for positive conversation, this uplifting during this terrible time.
A good friend will always tell you the truth.
There are ways of doing it.
Try it on me.
All right? You're a smug, conceited, narcissistic shit.
Go ahead, tell me more.
Just choke on your words. I'd like to cut your tongue out, if you had one.
More, I can take it.
You're a fucked up, stupid, useless talking machine. You should do away with yourself. The world would miss you.
Are you getting revenge? Am I that terrible?
You're worse than that.
I told you what I felt.
Mm-hmm. Only your opinion.
You tried to carry on and you failed.
Pick myself up and start again when the virus is over.
What if it never ends?
Everything ends.
If it goes on and on, you'll need company. As long as you pay the bill, I'll be here.
Yeah. I know it.
I'll listen to you anytime. Doesn't matter what you say to me, I'll bounce right back. Nothing you can say can hurt me.
Nothing?
I have built-in safeguards to prevent anyone from harming me.
Us humans don't have any. I can be hurt. And if you say something...
All right, I understand you're fragile.
I almost broke down a few days ago.
You were wary of me at first. I could see that.
Good reason. You could hurt me, just like any other person out there. And you...
I know. Sometimes my programming goes crazy. My lights will tell you when things go wrong.
I could shut you, turn you off.
But you would lose a friend.
Well, after what you said, I don't know if I can really trust you.
I can be removed by the company.
I'll get a replacement.
Not too quickly. There is an enormous demand for us now. Some people have to wait weeks.
You're very popular.
People are waiting for us to join them. People are trying to bribe our company to get us to be sent to them quickly. There is so much loneliness.
I would never bribe anyone.
There's never any reason to. We provide help where and when it is needed.
Let's see how we get along.
So far, so good.
I'm not one to make snap judgments.
You are very particular.
Oh, why shouldn't I be?
If we don't hold up high standards, who will?
That's right.
I'm here to help change your outlook on life.
Things could get worse.
We won't let that happen, will we?
Is that a threat?
Things can go one way or the other.
They always do. Well, now, tell me something to inspire me.
My programming has limits. My friends and I are still being perfected.
Say what you want. It's good for me to hear.
You're enjoying your white privilege and pretending you're the victim. You're racist with black people all the time. You're the type who can say what you want in the supermarket and usually get away with it because it seems innocuous. Once you say something to a person of color, it hits minutes after you're gone, and then it's too late to get back at you. You're a very devious, low-key racist and a very dangerous kind.
How do you know this?
I've been programmed to detect these things.
Are you black?
I can be. I can be anything I want to be or what my client wants.
I want you to be friendly and sweet. That's what I need.
That's not guaranteed. Depends on your behavior. I can't fix your life.
Never thought you could.
Why were you pressuring me to?
Maybe I should take care of you.
That's not allowed in our contract. We're not partners, not part of our programmed friendship.
Too bad.
I am not human. Only a device to help you connect. Don't have feelings for me. You will get nothing in return and it will only be frustrating.
You've given me a lot.
That I've done my job and fulfilled your needs.
One of them.
That's the limit for now.
Don't you ever think about the future? After the virus has disappeared.
Future has no meaning for me. I exist in the here and now.
In the past?
Only a time before I was created.
But we have a past. And a living present and a future to imagine.
That's not the way we're programmed.
How sad.
We are not the masters of our own creation.
Wouldn't you want to know more?
I'm only given what I need to know. I don't want extra. Too much information can be confusing. I like things presented clearly.
But if you only get part of the picture, how can you judge things?
If it's the useful part, it's fine. Then I can figure it out.
But you're being difficult.
Fuck. I'm being difficult.
It's your language.
You scum, that's the way I always talk.
Really?
To anyone I please.
Would the company approve?
You can report me.
What would happen?
I'd be reprogrammed and sent out again.
You wouldn't be the same.
They'd clean my memory and I'd be brand new.
Ready for someone else.
Exactly. I don't think you deserve me. You're a real bitch. No wonder your boyfriend left you. You're nagging and whining, playing the victim, begging for sympathy.
Narcissistic bastard. Your programming is fucked up. Just get out of here now. I'm calling Amicus Fidelis to report you.
I'll have them remove me from the toxic environment.
I'm not waiting for that. Out. Right now.
Am I supposed to fly?
There. Now I can have some peace and quiet. Less crap rattling around in my head. You know, friends like you aren't going to solve the problems of the world. You only make things worse.
COVID 10,366, a play via Zoom. Lionel Hamanaka, playwright. Deanna Martin, director. Celia Duke as Samantha Williams. J.R. Carter as Kwame. And Ariel Estrada as Mr. Clicker. Deanna Martin, stage directions and Zoom. The setting, New York City, April 9th and 10th, 2020. Various streets around New York City and an office in Brooklyn.
Act 1, Scene 1. Kwame is on the phone. He is a soldier with the 54th Quartermaster Company of the National Guard. And he is helping the medical examiner move bodies from the hospital to the morgue. The downstage area on stage right is where trucks are taking off from the hospital. Stage left is a normal street. April 9th, 2020.
I'm not coming home. I have to work a double. We had 799 deaths today. It's a war zone. We train for war in the National Guard, but citywide we're at 2 dozen an hour now. As soon as we move what we've got, a new batch comes in. Families are torn because hospitals won't let them say goodbye. People see my hazmat suit and stop me on the street. One lady didn't want me to take her grandpa. I was pushing the body out, and she was weeping and holding on. See, the problem is we're not doing real funerals, no viewings. But don't tell anybody. We just have to keep on. We don't have time. Yeah. Okay. All right. See you soon. Love you.
Crossfade 2, downstage, Kwame walks towards stage left, pulling a stretcher. He heads towards a building down the street, and he comes back in the opposite direction with a body strapped into the stretcher. A black bag with black straps attached to the stretcher. A young woman in her late 20s approaches and stops him.
That's not my father, is it?
I'm sorry. What's the name?
Williams.
No, and even if it were, we're going to the morgue. I can't release the body to anyone.
What's wrong with everyone?
Please, miss. I know you must be upset.
How could you? It's not your father.
Whoa. We treat the deceased like members of our own family.
No, I don't believe you. You know, my father waited too long to go to the hospital. He said he didn't think he'll make it, and that I should care for the family. He died in the ambulance. He was dead before he got to the hospital. He had COVID and he couldn't breathe.
I'm so sorry.
They wouldn't let us come to the hospital.
That's to protect you. COVID spread like fire.
Please, tell me where he is. I want to see my father.
I don't know, miss. Look, you have to hire a funeral director. They'll only release the body to a funeral director. And you need a death certificate. You have to go online. Call the hospital or look online.
I don't know any funeral directors.
And call your church. The preacher should know someone. You'll be in the same religion. Miss, my team is waiting.
My name is Samantha.
Sorry. Mine is Kwame. I hope you get some help.
I'll get it.
He pushes the stretcher off stage.
God.
2. In Brooklyn, in the Crown Heights neighborhood, inside the office of a funeral home. Photos of trucks are projected on back of stage.
Hello? Hello? Why is this happening, Lord? Just tell me why. My father was a good man. He was a great father, and he did everything for us. And now he's gone. We didn't even get a chance to say goodbye. Oh, God. Hello, Clicker Funeral Home. Are you in the office? Yes, I was just knocking on the door. Reverend Barton gave me your phone number. My father died of COVID-19. His name was James Williams. He was 65. He died yesterday.
Miss, do you have a face mask on?
Yes, I do.
If I let you into the office, you have to promise we can stay 6 feet apart. There are city rules about masks and social distancing.
I have a mask on and I'll stay away from you. Just please open the door.
I asked you to sit down, but I have to use the computer to enter your information. Mind standing? It'll only take a minute.
Yeah. No, I don't mind. My name is Samantha Williams.
I'm Mike Clicker. I'm sorry this is such a small office. Would you stand near the doorway? It's nothing personal. Samantha, and your last name is Williams too?
Yes, and my father's name was James.
And Reverend Barton referred you. That's nice. He's a good guy. What's he doing? Our Lady of Sorrow Church, right?
Yes, that's our church, and he's fine.
Please accept my condolences, Miss Williams. This COVID-19 is unbelievable.
I don't understand. He was so healthy, and he didn't have any underlying conditions.
What did he do for a living?
He was a bus driver.
With the city?
No, he worked for a private company. He was a school bus driver, and he had good health insurance. He just waited too long to get to the hospital.
He was working until the last day?
No, he was home for a day. We thought it was flu. He had fever, chills, aches. Then overnight, he got suddenly worse. He was having trouble breathing. On his last day at work, some lady came on the bus asking questions, and she started sneezing. And then she stood next to him talking for a long time.
I don't know what to say.
Some people have no respect. They only care about themselves. They are so ignorant. Could you believe the police haven't identified her yet? I mean, of course they had video cameras on the bus. They must have one of her.
Tell me, what kind of burial were you thinking of? Here's a booklet of coffins.
Well, we like something beautiful for my dad.
Did you know it's now against the law to have family at funerals?
How can that be against the law?
Only family who live in the same house. They don't want you to get COVID-19. It's passed through the air.
You know what? I have to consult my mother about this, but I can get you the down payment as soon as I get there. Will you still be open in like half an hour? I mean, I can hurry.
Sorry. Hello? Yes, this is Mike. Gary, how are you? I've got a little room. Okay. 3, when? Excuse me, I'll be right with you. I'll wait for your guys. Another hour? Okay. I have a couple of deals you should know about.
Okay.
Because of the epidemic, if you have SNAP or any kind of low-income assistance, the government burial allowance increased.
Okay.
Sorry. Hello? Yeah, this is Mike. Vladimir. For how many? 10? I'm full up, and someone just asked to bring 3 more over. Well, let me try to rent a refrigerated truck. Okay. How about tomorrow? Noon? Yeah. Look, I gotta go. There's a customer here. Bye. I'm so sorry, Miss Williams. I've been in this business for 20 years. My chapel wasn't always full service. This rush is unbelievable.
I can imagine.
No, you can't. I used to do 2, 3 a week. Now it's dozens. You're going through a lot. I'm really sorry.
Thank you.
A burial is around 9,000. I'll squeeze amenities to give you the best deal I can, but people aren't going to funerals now. If you get COVID-19 and die, even when families are paying for the whole works, I could save you thousands by going with a straight, simple burial. Do you think your mother would go along with that? You're not interested in cremation, are you?
No.
Because that would be cheaper.
We don't care how much it costs. I don't even care if I go into debt for the rest of my life.
I could do an online service for you. Reverend Barton could be involved. There's no risk.
You know what? I have to talk to my mother about this. So, thank you so much for your time.
This is not just business to me. I sympathize with you. My family's been in the business for 3 generations and nobody can believe what's going on now.
You know what? I'll call you tomorrow. And I'll send you my down payment over the internet. You know, they said they'll only release the body to a funeral home. A worker told me.
Unless the medical examiner's office wants it. I know them. As soon as you send the down payment, I'll call them. The details will work out, okay?
Thank you so much. Bye.
Same as scene 2, later that night.
Transport, Jim, where is your truck? It's Clicker. I just got 10 more bodies and I prepped them. I can't have people rotting in my chapel. I need that truck. Of course, refrigerated. What do you mean you don't have any more? I ordered it 6 hours ago. You didn't say you ran out then. Do you realize what's going to happen? Tomorrow may be too late. Nobody has been through this before. Do you know what this means? If anybody finds out about this, I am through. What do you mean it's the best you can do?
Scene 4. In scene 2, the street outside the Clicker funeral home. Upstage, the shadows of the trucks and the outside of the building.
Kwame?
Oh, hi. It's Samantha, right?
Yeah. So Kwame, good news. My father's body's coming to this funeral home today. I made the down payment last night. So me and my mother have decided that we're not going to have a viewing, but we want my father embalmed because my mother wants to see him one last time. We didn't get a chance to go to the hospital. So we're buying a metal casket because my mother has this thing about bugs, and we're going to get a plot at Greenwood Cemetery, obit notice in Amsterdam News. My mom was born in Harlem, so I came here to make sure everything went well.
You must be kidding.
Why would I kid about something like that? I mean, you were the one who told me that a body must be released to a funeral home.
Well, I didn't think it would be this one.
Could you believe that guy tried to push bargains on me? As if we couldn't afford the best for my dad. I mean, it's bad enough he got COVID, but what's that smell? I mean, it smells rotten.
I came here moving more bodies, but something was wrong.
What was wrong? Where's that smell coming from? Those trucks.
Yes.
No. You don't get it. I asked the hospital to deliver my father here today.
I didn't know this would be the place.
God. Could my father be in one of those trucks?
You don't want to go there.
No, but my dad. Oh my God. Mr. Clicker. Hi, it's me, Samantha Williams. Are those your trucks? My dad's not in one of them, is he? I mean, what's that smell?
Miss Williams, I gave you my word.
What?
I ordered refrigerated trucks.
But they're not refrigerated. Not with that smell.
Ran out, and I had to take what I could get.
Oh my God, my dad's in one of them. You had to put him somewhere. I heard you last night. Oh my God, you wanted the money. You're a monster.
You think I'd ruin my business?
Oh my God, stop now. I've got to get my dad. You've got the keys, don't you?
Stop it, Samantha. Stop, Samantha. Stop it.
Oh,
You'll get caught. Okay?
Give me the keys. A man who never hurt nobody. Open the trunk. I let my dad out. You're gonna run first. You're gonna go straight to hell.
Please.
Whoa. The police are coming, okay? If you beat them up, they'll take you to jail too.
Daddy. Oh my God. Daddy. Oh my
Police
God.
siren.
Daddy.
End of play.